Mercury, Uranus combined forces, you might have a shocking, surprising breakthrough, break free on your financial front. Venus is watching the finances for you. And so there's a new beginning or surprising direction that your money is taking. Lunatic Astrology. Taurus, welcome to the month of May 2026. It's got some beautiful fresh starts in the houses that relate to committed and long-term love. Something in your relationship life can renew itself, can come to a new level of commitment or exploration of intimacy and depth of commitment and love in relationship to a significant person. But also, if you're single, then you might find yourself meeting a new partner in the month of May. As well, lucky surprising breaks will be occurring early in May in relationship to your career, job, and work. In fact, you might be trailing on something that started in the last week of April into the first week of May, offering up new professional advancement and job opportunities. All said and done, the sky is favoring you in so very many ways. We have one of those skies that looks good on money and good on your relationship stories. Now, I'm going to say one thing about the month ahead before we dive into it week by week by week. The first 3 weeks of the month are really lovely. The last week of the month for the whole world and every sign has a lot of gnarly energy. So I'm giving you a heads up that it's pretty fun in the first 3 weeks. And last week we'll be diving into how to handle some of the intensity of that week. If you're new to my channel and you've never seen this kind of stuff before from me, welcome to my channel. My name is Lori Lothian and I'm using Western Tropical Zodiac, whole sign houses. And of course, some of you know I'm a fiend for those fixed stars and those minor asteroids. The devil is in the details. Join me on more videos per month because I put out dozens and they're always all sign weekly on Mondays, major events like eclipses, and of course the individual all signs that you're looking at now. In order to listen for your this is Western Tropical Zodiac, not sidereal. We're using the whole sign house system. How to find your rising sign and cast your chart in whole sign houses. Look in the description box below for my free tutorial. Also, your rising sign is the simulation game playing avatar, where the sun is your true self, the game player. In a simple way, the sun will represent one's purpose in life and one's career more effectively, where the rising sign character represents everything you do in life, you know, children, money, food, fun, whatever, people in your life, objectives. If you're over the age of 45, it's conceivable you're noticing your sun sign becoming a more accurate delineation. And if that's the case, please listen for your sun sign for sure, but as well as your rising. Never discard the rising sign. The moon sign, it has to do with how you feel and think about your life, but it also represents your nest, your home, and your safety. Case in point, anytime someone's moon is eclipsed, big chance that they're moving or there's big changes within the home and who they live with. So I'm moving from my place because my moon was eclipsed a few months ago and I'm moving. So let's start talking about the month ahead. Oh, geez, I don't want to forget. Hope I'm not front loading you too much, but I do teach astrology classes and my How to Time Your Best Life Sky Reader for introductory level beginner is in the fall, but my Divine Timing Masterclass with ancient tools for precise timing is actually happening in May. 5 weekends in May, a la carte. You can pick any modules you want to learn with me live, 2 weekly Q&As per week, or you can buy the whole package. And this is a May prediction video for your sign. You may not see this until you're halfway through May, but it doesn't mean that 3 of the 5 classes are not still available to sign up for. We have lots of cool tools we're talking about, distributions to the bounds, Fidaria, and more. And these tools are ones that I've used and practiced in my own work. So I know how to use them and I know whether they work or not and how to teach them. So come join me. Let's get going, Taurus. So I'm going to show you the sky because I do this for every sign, right? I'm going to bring you over to the sky so we can look at it together and spin the wheel of your fate and your destiny. So everything about me is in my description box. You know, what I do, I'm not taking readings right now, but classes I teach, my Patreon community, my Substack where I write about world astrology freely, mundane or world astrology. I do less of it here than I'd like for good reason. Deplatforming and demonetizing me would not be sustainable. But if you want to get more free spoken stuff, also join my members only community here where I speak freely and give you content nobody else gets because I'm unplugged. And we do occasional live streams. All right. If you look at Taurus, That's the symbol for you, the little bull. And it's the ascendant, but there's a Taurus sun. It could be like as if your Taurus moon is here. That's how we derive the readings for all three. We're going to start off by saying you tend to feel pretty happy every year when you experience the sun in your sign, although sometimes you can feel like you're burning out in some area or the light's too bright, so to speak. All said and done, the Taurus sun is a nice feeling for you. And the Taurus sun has been here since like the third week of April to the third week of May. And so this is a time, first 3 weeks of May, you're feeling in your element. The sun is shining on your ascendant with your moon, or in your, it's in your sign, your sun sign. You're having a solar return birthday. And so this is a vibe. You're coming into the month feeling pretty darn good. And the first thing you'll notice is the moon is across the way, and that's going to be a full moon at 11 degrees of Scorpio. The last time we had a full moon, and any moon here, was the new moon, November 19th at 28 degrees of Scorpio. What this is to say is that the new beginnings and seeds were planted in the house of audience, marketplace, clients, customers, right? The house of some long-term committed business and or love relationship partners, monogamous, committed, whether you're legally married is irrelevant. There was a new seed planted here. If you're in a relationship already, well, something new wants to emerge in that relationship. Now, the full moon shows you what it should be. It points the way, and I am so sorry about that. But maybe that's a symbol of the universe is ringing you up, right? With what? With a wedding proposal, with a chance to move in together with somebody, with a business partnership deal of a century. All of these are possible. On the other hand, remember that you already planted a seed here, and that's somehow connected maybe to things that you're trying to create in love in November, or business partnerships in November. And if they didn't fulfill yet, they can fulfill now, come to completion. If you're single, however, and there's a full lunation in your seventh house, it indeed could bring you a new love partner, but I'll give you a clue. With Mars at the lunation in the 12th house, this person lives in a distant shore or far off land. Whether you're traveling to that distant shore or far off land, right? And that's how you meet, or they're traveling your way, there's not likely geographical proximity for any Taurus in getting involved in a new love story. But by being traveling abroad, or someone, or in just the other side of your country, or vice versa, through those long distance placements, you might meet a new person in the 2 weeks that follows this moon of May the 1st, and conceivably even up to 6 months later. Okay. Pass the buck to May the 1st to the 3rd, even the 4th, and Venus is sextiling Saturn. Venus is the Lord of Taurus, as she is for Libra. She's your gal. She's got you. She's got your back. She's your person. And when Venus was in the sign of Gemini, she entered there April 24th, and she leaves on May the 19th. That means that the April 24th to May 19th window of time is extraordinarily powerful for your finances as it applies to getting a new job, getting a raise or promotion in your work. It means that she's going to try to level you up. And just at the end of April, she was really hitting up Pluto for a power up in your last 3 or 4 days of April, a power up in your ability to be more wealthy and successful, or enjoy your work and feel powerful about it. So it's still playing out in the beginning of May, the first week, and you're still able to secure that perfect job interview, get the acceptance, get your resumes, get headhunted from somebody on LinkedIn. I don't know. Good for looking for a job. If you haven't been looking for a job, and it doesn't have to be like a big deal, send a resume out. This is going to be a window, the last few days of April and the first week of May. Yes, absolutely looks good on you, to say the least. And with Uranus here, since April 26th, it adds the element of surprise, like exhilaration, enthusiasm, surprise around money, but usually connected in this place to work. The only exception is debt repayment. Somebody who owes you money could pay you back, and that might surprise you as well. And that could be something positive that you'll see coming up the last few days of April and the first week of May. Mars will square Jupiter. Mars squaring Jupiter happens also the whole week, May the 2nd to the 7th. Mars is moving through Aries. This is your 12th house of expenditures. It's also the 12th house of addictions and self-undoing. Well, Mars has a way of cutting things off, especially if they're bad for you, like a gangrene limb that will kill you if you keep it, going. So let's talk about that for a minute. Mars has been here since April 9th and leaves on May 18th. This could indicate that you're very possibly likely, I better double check that. Is it May 18th that he leaves? Yes, it is. You're very likely going to be somebody who has the willpower and the stamina and the perseverance to quit some addiction or food style addiction or a bad habit. And you still have the mojo, like April the 9th to May the 18th. So use it or lose it. But as we approach that window of time that I'm talking about, May 2nd to the 7th, Mars will have a tussle with Jupiter. Well, Jupiter is exalted and Mars is in dignity. Both planets are in their strength. There may be a kind of a pivotal turning point that you need to take action or make a decision about something in your life, including expenses and expenditures. However, Jupiter's in a travel house and Mars is in a travel house. Distant shores and local travel. So there can be an opportunity, Jupiter, for travel, and you need to make action decision plans. Go for it. Book a ticket. Mercury with Mars is buy the ticket for travel. You could also have some bounty or prosperity if you are doing any kind of business that involves foreign people, foreign lands, or foreign shores, and you might find yourself having some kind of Jupiter love up, and you get an enhancement of your financial well-being through an opening connected to foreigners and work. Now, if you already work for a foreign company, like, it doesn't matter where you live, there's international companies based in another country. The same thing is true. So all of a sudden, there's a new prosperity level available to you in some way connected to those themes, because Jupiter rules the house of your career gains, and the North Node is giving you more worldly success. So look for this to also maybe translate that way. And also with Jupiter in the 3rd house, not too shabby if you are a social media beast making an international digital income and revenue, but you have some critical turning point decisions and an urgency of action the first 7 days of May to make a decision or to take an action or to actually create that abundance for yourself. You will look at the idea during this week of feeling like there's urgency around grabbing the luck that's trying to find you. Okay. Urgency around grabbing the lucky break or whatever it is. Could even be around chunks of money that's trying to land on your doorstep. Okay. So you got to take the action, right? If you don't do it, nothing going to happen. All righty. Mercury squares Pluto, often unearthing information as he moves through the sign here in the first week of Aries. And around this, let's move ourselves forward a little bit. Whoa. I wanted to go by day. All right. Okay, Mercury's at 28. We're going to move him slowly forward. And here he is at 0 degrees of Taurus on May the 3rd. And from about May the 3rd to the 5th, 6th, there is something being unearthed, understood, communicated to do with hidden or secret or subterranean factors connected to father figures, or connected to career and career matters, or powerful authority figures in your life, including professional life. It could be a conversation and it could be news, right? I don't know what it could, like it could be either. And because the sun is with Mercury in Taurus, again, about father figures or career matters. And sometimes it's just like, really potent and transformative, regenerative and cathartic information and news coming to you. And Pluto means it kind of was out of your sight sometimes. You couldn't see it or understand it, and now you know. But you could also be the one delivering that information. And because Mercury can be the mind and he's in your sign, you're going to come to new mental clarity about some Plutonian topic. And in this kind of chart, it can connect to your childhood as well as to father figures and some sort of mental transformation around your childhood and father figures. Also, take a look at the idea that around the same time all of this is occurring, we're going to have a beautiful flowing triangle in our sky between Neptune. You go back and grab it. I got to find it. It's Neptune, the south node of fate. Okay, so Neptune. Well, I've lost it now. There was a beautiful triangle I wanted to share with you guys. Where did it go? I know where it is. I can find it again. Give me 5 seconds. You'll love this triangle. Not that one. Nope. Here, it's not quite this either. That's a bit of a gnarly one, but we'll go with that one now that we're looking at it. But if we take ourselves back a day, this is what I wanted to show you. This feels really good because we have this earth flow, which is material resources. So if you've been struggling financially in any area of your life, or your children have, or you've been struggling to support your children, or you've been struggling with your entrepreneurial business endeavors, or struggling with money connected to legal courts and court case matters, this is going to be a nice little day of relief and maybe solutions to that. And we're looking at May the 6th. Okay. And so this is where you find like a financial bomb may land on you regarding material resources. Okay. And it can be very, very like luscious and may feel like a bit of a windfall or good fortune or a pennies from heaven vibe, because it becomes a North Node kite in the 11th house. So we'll look for that financial lift here around May the 6th. Don't worry about the T-square. We'll do that another time. I'm not covering every little thing that happens here. Okay, so then as we continue onward, and we were already onward, I want to say this. I want to talk about the second week of the month. It is beautiful, positive, and lovely energy from the 7th to the 14th. So as we look at the 8th already, the Sun and Jupiter are in a beautiful flow. And this Sun-Jupiter is like golden opportunity energies when they two of them hook up, especially because the Sun is talking to an exalted Jupiter. So you can see right here around the 8th, 9th, and 10th of the month, it's going to be at that time frame all the way to the 11th. So positive, lucky, golden, expansive growth opportunity is emerging for you. Because in this kind of sky, Jupiter rules the gains of one's career, influence, fame, and money. It's likely professional opportunity is coming to you at this time. Financial and professional opportunity is coming to you at this time. Also, you could get a sign-on bonus, a commission check, a payout of some kind as another option in this chart. And as this occurs between the 8th and the 11th, that's not the only thing. Then Mercury follows up and chases the same story. Now, it's the Sun would shed light on the opportunity, and Mercury would be the stamp of approval, like signing a deal, committing to it verbally, having it kind of take form through contracts, agreements, discussions. So look for that second phase of the same story. And it's going to be more like, therefore, the 11th, the 12th, and the 13th. All right. So 11th, 12th, and 13th. Now it is Mercury kind of like signing the deal, the art of the deal. Something is offered or opened up for you, and now you can kind of give it a concrete form. It also can be very lucky breaks in information and news about one of your children, including one of your children being pregnant under the sky. And it also could be some positive information or luck or news. All of those are true around just money in general. Okay, so those are vibes, and Mercury's going to take it over from the Sun on the May 14th of the month. May 14th of the month, you're having the Sun conjunct Mercury. Mercury is about a reset button when he cazimis the Sun. Come to my free webinar that I'll be teaching on this. Sign up below. Replay available, but we do a guided meditation every time. People love those meditations by me, where we find out which asteroids and which celestial bodies are supporting you through a cosmic reset of your identity. This is your career identity for the Taurus Suns. This is your character in the simulation identity for the Taurus Risings. And this is an identity connected to your way you feel and think about life, your moon, or your home and where you live. So this Mercury cazimi will happen on May the 14th. So put it in your books. We'll do the webinar before May the 14th, day or two before. It's a lucky day. It's a good day to send an email, a phone call, have an important conversation. You can use this energy, but it also sets in motion a roughly 6-week unfoldment of some sort of change that's really powerful. In your kind of chart, it can change your money, your earnings, your resources, and your finances. And it can change as well your relationship to your children. And it can also make changes to do with fertility, pregnancy, and also creative and entrepreneurial endeavors. So we'll let it unfold, see what happens. The cazimi, of course, witnesses the house of marriage. And this could also be a reset button in terms of the level of commitment between you and an already existing love partner. Why the hell not? So we're going to move ahead and talk about the third week of the month. But first, let's talk about the 16th in particular. So we're now moving to the 14th to the 21st of the month. On the 16th of the month, the moon is new in Taurus, exalted in your sign. The moon is exalted in Taurus. And that's going to be a Huge, powerful, and very lucky, positive beginning of something new. New moons plant new beginnings. So you're planting a new seed. It's going to happen at 25 degrees of Taurus. It is co-present with Mercury, which is going to mean whatever new thing unfolds in the 2 weeks for your sign, for your Taurusness. It can be connected to more money, blessed new money, new forms of money, new ways to earn money, new possessions in your life. And it can also be connected to things to do with your children, with fertility, and for you becoming a parent. And that new beginning and fresh start is sextiling the Lord of fertility and children himself, Jupiter. So for some of you, this could be about having kids or, your kids having kids. With Jupiter here, blessing the moon in a sextile, there's also over the 2 weeks and even 6 months after this new beginning, new moon, Jupiter favors this moon by saying, I'm sending rays of positive beams from the moon's temple. Moon's temple is Cancer, where he's exalted, and he wants to translate the new beginning to third house stories. You may change your neighborhood, have more joy, abundance, and fun in the neighborhood that you currently live in. You may be working with new beginnings connected to marketing and selling or learning, skills-based learning, taking a course. This could set you in motion for going back to school, so to speak, for a practical tool of learning that you can use professionally. This could allow for you to reset a button here in relationship to siblings in your life, especially the sibling one younger and two younger. And this can also open up new beginnings connected to marketing, selling, writing, and social media landscape that can be very profitable. So you want to start a new website, a new professional direction. And last but not least, travel is indicated as well. A new beginning that emerges, it allows for some significant travel. Jupiter in a travel house, Mercury, the protector of travelers on the road. So there's traveling, but there can also be moving under the sky, all right? And the sun rules your domicile, fourth house. So some of you may look at this moon and go, in the 2 weeks that come after it, I think I need to change where I live, especially the Taurus rising, more than anything, and the Taurus moon signs. And then also, if you're going to do that, it may be not just the 2 weeks following the moon. It may take you up to 6 months to relocate where you live. On May 16th, okay, on the moon and all the way through to the 18th of the month, we have Venus having sizzling hot fire and air with Mars. It's very cosmic. Lovers are having a blast. And we're going to keep with that story. But first, we start with Gemini and Aries. So when Venus is in Gemini, she's basically working your money story the best she can, and sometimes food style. Because she's cooperating with Mars, it's great for finding foods are pleasurable, things that go in your nose or mouth that are addictive, maybe even, and you're cutting them away. Chironic wound is being healed, but you're finding an enjoyable substitute, or you're finding it easy, or you're really loving sobriety of some sort. But also this energy, which again, May 16th to the 18th, it could, if you're looking for new sources of income from distant lands, foreign companies, foreign shores, and foreign people, this could be a new opportunity that's going to show up for you in that regard. Also, Venus is still all about your possessions and your money, but Mars is also about the 12th house. So you might find yourself kind of wanting to possess something that increases your passion for alone time and doing something in your downtime alone by yourself that's a natural talent, gift, or hobby. This screams loving my hobby. I leave me alone, everyone. I'm buying all the knitting yarn I need. I'm going to knit all night long. It's kind of like opening up your downtime, artistic, creative, entrepreneurial, and hobby skills a lot. Now, this is you, May 16th to the 18th. But then, wow, we get some more Venus and we get some more Mars loving us up. And the reason that that's going to happen is because of the movement forward of both Mars and Venus crossing the sign boundary at the same time on May the 19th in two different places. It's Mars in your sign. It's Venus in Cancer, the temple of the moon. What's good about this? Well, first of all, Mars in your sign is going to give you, when push comes to shove, you are a bull. Like you're going to grind away and get something done in a determined, bullish way, like bulldozing through your goals and ambitions and your workloads in whatever area of your life you experience them in. You are determined and stubbornly so. But also you might be wanting to cut, end, and sever a relationship to a significant person in your life, or a job or career path, or even where you live. He's angular. You can cut those things away as well. Just be careful for being passive aggressive. I'm going to warn you, because Mars is in utter dignity, but more often when Mars is in Taurus, what I tend to see is you tolerate some situation until you blow your steam off, like you have a rage attack. So be careful that you're not like just trying to stick, I'm not going to get mad, I'm good, I'm just fine, and then bang. During this transit, you could blow up at people. And when is this transit ongoing? Well, Mars is going to be with you in your sign from May 19th to June the 28th. So that's where temper tantrums can happen. Be cautious. I like it because what's happening here, this thing that I started with, is the cosmic lovers are now hooked up in water and earth, like mud, like pottery, like clay. And what you might be doing is you might be establishing some significant change at Mars and through action and decisions to relationships to siblings or your local environment. Venus is pleasure in the neighborhood, pleasure with local friends and doing things in the local neighborhood. Jupiter is health and prosperity. And there's something about finding the sweet spot, the pleasure, and it could be studying. Venus has moved into the skill-based learning where Jupiter's sitting with the moon in dignity. In fact, in June, not May, Venus will collide with Jupiter, and it's going to indicate an opening that will last a year for you to consider learning a new skill or trade of some sort, and you will enjoy it and be successful at it. If you make money online or you're a social media beast or anything like that, Venus and Jupiter are helping you do that. Mars is helping you execute plans and decisions and actions that allow for greater success in your third house of media and social media, including writing projects as well. Okay, so this is a nice vibe. You'll notice that Mercury has gone forward into the sign of Gemini. And when he first entered there around the 16th to the 18th, I'm backtracking. When he first entered on the 16th to the 18th or so, in fact, he entered your second house on May 17th. So from the 17th to about the 19th or so, he's been hooking up with Neptune. So if there's something in your life that you had a bit of confusion about and uncertainty, like you weren't sure about, this is addictions, like this is sobriety and drunkenness together, right? Or, drugs and cutting them away and containing them. So there's a turning point in those things, especially with what you choose to put in your mouth. Mercury in this part of the chart indicates breakthroughs of understanding. It could be about nutrition. It could be about health. It could be about the gut and the microbiome, because anything that infects your digestive tract through your mouth even is indicated as having some connection to a information, understanding, or knowing. You want to make a change. Otherwise, some of you might work on Neptunian platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Reels, and all of that. That's Neptune. And you might be getting money from far off places and foreign shores, right? Neptune in the 12th. And Mercury's commercial transactions. So you might be signing some deals to do with that kind of income. And again, you'll feel that to be true around the 17th to the 20th of the month of April. And there could be some disillusionment coming your way around, could be romantic love, but it could also be about finances. And that's going to be something you're experiencing around May the 19th. Okay, to about the 20th. This is difficult. Venus is squaring Saturn and Neptune, but at the same time, you're really enjoying Mars sextiling Venus. So it's a bit of a catch-22. You may make some major decisions regarding long-term committed love. Make those decisions and take the actions in easy flowing ways as you choose maybe to gently and softly cut away from an existing long-term love relationship or even a long-term job situation. Those decisions can be very Mars, Venus on this kind of sky. But with Venus coming in on May the 19th to about the 20th into that square to Neptune, you may be disappointed or disenchanted with love at a distance, foreign land love, or love that revolves around having to travel in order to be with someone else. And there's a bit of a cleaning up of the fantasy versus the reality of that kind of love story. And just to give you a clue, this disenchantment that you may feel around some of those themes that I'm bringing to your attention, the 19th to the 20th, will hit a harder wall later on around the 27th to the 29th. So it's really something's bubbling up here. So if you're involved, this speaks to relationships where there's geographical separation or making money in ways connected to distant shores and lands. And there's just something you're having to deal with that feels difficult and you're coming to terms with reality. We're going to continue forward, but I have to move us back so I don't lose your ascendant. All right, moving on to the next day. Okay. So I would say to you, you're going to take a look at the idea here that we're having the Sun and Uranus come together in a shocking surprise. But we also see Mercury doing it this same week. We're now in that 16th to the 21st. So let's start off with Mercury. I call this the Eureka transit, and Mercury will crash into Uranus. Back us up a little bit. Right here, around the 17th, 16th, 17th of the month. Really, it's the 17th, 18th, Mercury, Uranus combined forces. You might have a shocking, surprising breakthrough, break free on your financial front. Venus is watching the finances for you. And so there's a new beginning or surprising direction that your money is taking, most likely connected to your job and work. Okay. And it's maybe a positive surprise. If sudden email, phone call, text, you got the job, you got a raise, you got a promotion. It's going to involve money surprises, likely in a positive way because of Venus's co-presence. So don't be afraid of the surprise. I think you're going to say thank you to the universe for the surprise, right? Like, I'll take it. So I kind of backed up there because it was, I'm all over the map on this last week. I apologize. Then on the 21st to the 23rd, the Sun does the same thing. So you're going to pay attention to the 17th to the 20th and the 21st to the 23rd, because when the Sun collaborates as well with Uranus, there's another story taking place. And having this next one happen right here, Mercury's still there in his home kingdom, in his dignity. Well, this is also going to activate something about prosperity, money, earnings, possessions, and your home life, where you live. It could be the opportunity to buy a car, to buy something for your home, to have a sudden surprising shift in your work connected to your home, to change your home because of your work. It's short-lived and exciting. It's positive. Mercury in his home kingdom is favoring you here. He'll be here from May 19th. I'm sorry, he'll be here from May 17th to June 1st, the rest of the month. This is good for spending, as is good for speaking. This is good for making deals. And this is good for buying and selling things as well. Especially here after the 21st, add about to the end of the month, you can buy and sell things connected to your needs for your home and home life and domestic life with great ease and success, and perfect timing around that stuff. Like Mercury's watching out for you, right? And keeping it really squared away. And just this whole time frame, this third week, can offer really expansive worldly success opportunities connected to your work, but always, information, phone calls, texts, interviews, speaking, negotiating, and deal making. Ideal time, that third week of the month of April, for getting a new job, signing on to a new job, etc. And finally, on the same time frame, Mercury around the 21st to the 23rd, Mercury is going to talk to Saturn here. So you're going to feel it starting up around the 21st. You're going to see it get pretty exact on the 22nd. And by the 23rd, it's waning. So around that time, the 20th to the 23rd, you're probably going to notice that Mercury is going to want to communicate with Saturn. And this is a really good time for making something concrete and real connected to your finances. Now, because this is a house of expenditures, it's sometimes also a house of investing. So things to do with money, investing. Now, on a darker side, Saturn is an elder person with Neptune cognitive decline in the house of hospitals. And Mercury is the news, the information, or the conversations, or the paperwork about that. And it's not necessarily true, but it is possible that you're dealing with a frail or elderly hospital situation with somebody in your family of origin. With Mercury, with the Sun, it would likely be a father figure, and something that third week of the month of May may bring you unexpected surprises about the ill health of a father or father figure in your life. All right. When we move into the last week of May, right? The last week of May, we're going to talk about the hardships here. Mars will square Pluto. That's not easy. So watch out. Mars squaring Pluto can feel like a time in which there's something profoundly challenging, but also deeply regenerative and it connects to work, career, and father figures. And it's going to be pretty exact here on May the 26th, 3 days before and 3 days after. May the 26th, big Mars square Pluto, father figures. We do see Uranus with shock and awe around solar or father figures. We see old elder energy in hospital settings. It's kind of like maybe all the same story, actually. So also, you may have this like power struggle moment where your willpower is and what you want to achieve is being squared by somebody in authority over you in a professional setting. And you're going to have an argument, a battle, or a pushing, shoving energy in that situation. It's going to be a thing, right? So 23rd to the 29th even, you'll be feeling that play out. Sun will trine Pluto, though, to try to soothe it a bit. And money and earnings connected to wealth. Maybe you just have to fight for what you want, the corner office, a better medical package, a better deal, okay? When we look at the 27th to the 29th, it's going to take you back a little bit, okay, to the earlier time period that I mentioned, May 21st to the May 19th to the 22nd, when Venus was squaring Neptune. Because now Venus squaring Neptune, it's going to be Venus now squaring Saturn. Love is hard, money is hard, pleasure is hard. Something going on that's really difficult in the life of a sibling, not even your story. They're going through a hardship, right? That's all that could be. And it could also be something connected in this chart to specifically the life of a sibling, one younger. At the same time, when Venus is in the third house, where she's working with an exalted Jupiter, she's trying to bring pleasure in your everyday routines, your everyday habits, your everyday life. And Saturn is constriction and constraint. Saturn's trying to like block something or control something. And if you're having too much pleasure, right? Too much wine, women and song, especially if you're hanging out, going to, bars and restaurants and stuff like that, this is going to be a turning point moment where around the 27th to 29th is a come to Jesus energy. You got to figure something out, right? Especially because it's going to otherwise impact your work or your health. On May the 31st, the moon is full at 9 degrees of Sagittarius, coming off a December 19th new moon 6 months earlier. Well, Sagittarius is chunky money. So did you plant seeds for investment monies, spousal support separation, money from an inheritance? You can plant a seed, but it's a fulfillment moon. And so, yes, for some of you, this moon at 9 Sagittarius with Jupiter in the third house, right? He doesn't witness it. But he does have the capability to transfer the energy in a kind of a weird way, which is directly to you. So you could be getting some money coming through father figures. Jupiter will be squaring that whole energy of the 12th house of hospitals. Money coming to you from a sibling, especially if they owe you money. And here's a chunk, and I'll pay you back. And ultimately, with the 8th house kind of chunky money in you beginning, full moon, it doesn't have to be that. It's occult mysteries, magic, tarot, numerology, astrology. Are you into that stuff? Because if you are, hallelujah, this is great for you. This means that you could have a new opening there, a new beginning. You might have planted seeds, about maybe you want to study tarot cards or something. And you might have planted the seed for that in December, because also the new moon is ruled by Jupiter in the house of learning, right? So a new direction to learn or prosper from your occult skills and habits and abilities. And with Mercury's position and the moon reflecting it, you could start a new entrepreneurial business off of this moon based on some skill, talent, or hobby, or something that you're learning. Some of it may be occult arts, and some of it may just be something you're learning. And now you realize, hey, I could start a business off of that. I'm going to be my own boss. So this is a good entrepreneurial gig for a lot of you that could be kicked into motion to bring you some greater financial prosperity and starting your own thing, okay, as well. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Everything about me is in the description box below. I'll see you in the next video, and come join me on my Divine Timing Masterclass. Take 1 class, take 5 classes. The more you take, the cheaper it is. The bundle, you get bonuses, but everything about me is in the description box below, and about these courses that I teach. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye, everyone. Bye, Taurus. Well, astrology is the map. It is the terrain of time. And in our course, the Divine Timing Masterclass, we're going to be learning about 5 very powerful precision tools in astrology to time your best life. But here is the thing. This is a course that takes ancient timing tools and Time Lord tools, and yes, helps you navigate reality with greater ease and flow and even luck because you know how to work with it. But it is not the only part that astrology offers you. It's not only a prediction map of time. Once you start going down the astrology rabbit hole, you, like me, begin to wonder about fate and free will, like who's in charge here? Because you're going to see the arc of destiny, and you're going to notice if you use these timing tools, not only how to look forward, but how to look backwards. And one of the most surprising parts of this is that when we turn around and look backwards using astrology, we see pattern recognition and cycle repetition. So in my Divine Timing Masterclass, I've chosen 5 tools that I think I can teach intermediate to advanced beginner students. And I have taught this class before in 2022 and 2021, but not all of these tools. I taught 4 of these tools, I believe. So in our class, if you want to join me in the Divine Timing Masterclass for 5 consecutive weekends in the month of May on Saturdays, I'd love to have you there. There's a little checklist on my website that's going to ask you whether or not you think you're ready for this class, because you don't want to take this class if you've never before learned the meaning of the planets, the meanings of the houses, how to recognize the astrology glyphs. If you don't know the rudimentary language of astrology, this course will not be for you.
Lunatic astrology.